All right, welcome back. So now we are on to the next stage of this process of you closing on your home, which is the appraisal. And yes, of course, don't forget, do not do anything that will mess up your credit during this time. Don't go buy any new furniture. Don't go buy any cars. Don't run your credit for any reason at all. Wait until we close and you get the keys. Then you can go do whatever you want to do with your credit. Especially do not go buy a new car. It will kill everything that we've been working on. Don't forget. What is an appraisal? So that means that if you're buying this home with a loan from the bank is always going to send out their own evaluator of the home. And that's what an appraiser does. They come in, do an evaluation of the home to confirm that the home's value is what you are paying for, what you wrote in the contract as the offer price or the accepted purchase price. So that is going to take place. The bank's going to give you a call. It's going to cost you about maybe $450 to $600, $700, $800, depending on the price of the home. The bank's going to take care of that. They'll send the appraisal out. They'll come back with the report and give the valuation of the home. Most of the times, the value of the home is going to be at least what we put in the purchase price or more. Otherwise, we didn't negotiate a good deal, right? Unless it's a crazy market like we saw during the pandemic and you got to go way overpriced and pay difference. But anyway, that's very rare. So basically what's going to happen now is we get the report from the appraiser. He's going to say the home is worth this much, more than what we put in the contract. Everything is good. We move on to the next stage. The other thing that can happen very rarely is that the appraiser will come back and say, hey, the home did not appraise at the value that you put in the contract. So let's just say the purchase price is $500,000 and the appraiser says that it's only worth $475,000 or any number below 500,000. At this point, there is another negotiation that's going to take place. You now have the option to say, never mind, I will not take the home because it's not worth what I'm paying for. Or what mostly happens is we go back to the seller and say, hey, your house is not worth what we were willing to pay for it. So we need you to adjust the price. So then the seller will have two choices. They can either say, okay, that makes sense. We will reduce the price to $475,000 because that's what it's truly worth. And that's all the bank is willing to give us as a loan, because they will only loan the amount that the appraiser says it is worth. Or the seller can say, hey, you know what? Too bad. I think my home is worth more than what the appraiser says it's worth, and I want you to pay the difference in cash on the side. Most buyers at that point will say, see you later, not doing that, we're out. Or the seller can say, okay, let's split the difference in two. It's $25,000 difference in this example. Let's say we're going to lower our price by $12,500 and you pay the other $12,500 in cash on the side, which again, in a market where it's not driven by sellers, no way I would ever advise my buyers to do any of these. The only thing I want to advise my buyers to do is say, take the price of what it appraised for, meaning the seller has to lower the price to that appraised value. If they don't, we move on to another house. Now, in the very, very rare extreme situation when you, the buyer, tell me something like, Robert, I don't care about $10,000 or $15,000. This is my dream home. I've always dreamed it in my head. This is the one. I don't care what we have to do. Let's get it. Then we do what we got to do. But theoretically, what will happen is the seller will have to adjust the price to that appraised value. So if all of that gets worked out in whatever negotiation we both decide on, that, you know, either you meet in the middle or you do one or the other, once that thing is settled and done and resolved, we are now ready for you to close on this property. So from here on, all that's going to happen is the lender is just going to finish up the paperwork. You're going to get all those documents together, send them to the title company, and then the title company will give you a call and schedule you for your signing, which is not the closing. People get those mixed up. But to straighten that out, we're going to the next video.